bar before rap. You already know that. So fresh prince, they are about to bring the show back. Listening to Kilo, we can cost a kilo. Hair so long, I'm about to bring the flow back. Phone call, gotta say mushy mushy. Girlfriend acting all wishy washy.
What's up, everyone? Cincy Nerd here. Welcome to the Nerd Bar. Thanks for joining me. I have a very large toy haul to share with you. This toy haul is so large that I decided to break it into 3 separate videos. This is stuff that I've picked up over the last couple weeks. A lot of online purchases, some stuff that I got in some stores here and there, some stuff that I got in my P.O. box. The first video is going to be all Marvel Legends. So all the Marvel Legends fans out there, this video is for you. The second video in this 3-part series is going to be Star Wars stuff that I picked up, my comic book haul, some odds and ends. The third video is going to be 3 Mythic Legions figures that I picked up, a Mezco figure I picked up, and then 2 1/6 scale third-party figures from the movie Logan. Hopefully you enjoy this 3-part series of this big haul that I have. And let's go ahead and get started with video 1. These are the Marvel Legends that I have picked up over the last couple weeks. Alright, here's the wide shot of the Marvel Legends figures that you're going to see in this video. You can see there's a couple full waves there. But this first wave, you might recognize it as Avengers Infinity War Wave 2. So I bought the entire wave. I got this wave at a place called Megalopolis. I don't typically shout out online stores that I buy from, but I gotta say, their customer service was really good. And I never actually talked to an actual person. They just did a great job in communicating with me, sending me notification that stuff shipped. They did a great job packing stuff up. Just an excellent job all around. So I actually purchased a couple more things from Megalopolis, which you'll see in a future video. But as you can see here, here is the entire Avengers Infinity War Wave 2. So let's start with Black Knight. This figure really impresses me. I didn't know that I was going to like this figure as much as I do. But let me show you this one up close. There's the ebony blade. There is the Black Knight. Classic Avengers member, the Black Knight. Here's a close-up on the armor. The armor looks fantastic. I love the paint on this figure. Just an awesome figure all around. Comes with a couple different head sculpts that you can interchange. This head sculpt is an older version of the Black Knight. I think that was his first appearance in the Avengers. This one I've never actually seen in comic books. So in the comments below, if you recognize this head sculpt on Black Knight and you know what comic or series that's from, please let us know in the comments below. But this head sculpt is the one that I recognize. This is the one that he sported in the 80s Avengers comics when I first got to know Black Knight, and he became one of my favorite Avengers characters. Again, I was not expecting to like this one as much as I did. Moving on to this one. So this is Thor from Avengers Infinity War. You can see his eyes there. I don't want to give any spoilers away because, I don't know, some of you may not have seen Infinity War yet. But I will just show you some details on the figure. I think it looks fantastic. I think the face sculpt could have been slightly better. It doesn't really look too much like Chris Hemsworth, but I still like the figure. I really like what they did with Stormbreaker here. I think this looks fantastic. This is awesome. One of my favorite scenes in the entire movie. Very cool. But here is his armored up look, but very awesome. I like this figure. Just a little closer look at the detail on this figure. Great paint job on this. And you can see he does have 2 different color eyes. And again, without spoilers, you'll understand why when you see that movie. But there is the Thor with Stormbreaker. Here is Malekith. This one is a redo. This one was originally part of a Comic-Con pack. But I never got that pack, so I'm kind of happy to get this Malekith. I think he looks great. I think it's a very cool paint job. How he's kind of split down the middle. A darker red on the left, a lighter red on the right. The white and the black star there. That's pretty cool. I gotta say, I really like the paint job on this figure. I'm not the biggest fan of Malekith as a character, but I just think that this figure was really well done. Alright, so we have ScarJo here, Black Widow, with her staff there. That does split into 2 different batons. This is a really, really well done face sculpt. I think that this face sculpt might be the best, if not my favorite, Black Widow Marvel Legends figure that's MCU based that they've done. I just think that looks really good. I think it looks a lot like Scarlett Johansson. I think the hair looks good. So I think that this version is a really, really good, accurate version of how she looked in the movie. But you can see she has the green vest there. Again, I think this might be my favorite Black Widow Marvel Legends MCU figure that they've done. Moving on to a figure for a movie that has not yet come out as of the filming of this video. Here is the Wasp, Evangeline Lilly as the Wasp. I have her on a NECA flight stand right there. Kind of a clear plastic used for the wings. They look really cool. I think that's a really good face sculpt for her. I think that looks a lot like her. She comes with these additional pieces, the additional head sculpt, which is the helmeted head sculpt. She comes with that backpack piece if you do not want to display her with the wings. And then she comes with a couple additional hands, as you can see there. Another fisted hand, and then another, I guess, flight hand. Pretty cool figure. I'm looking forward to the movie. I hope the movie's good. The trailers look good. Trailers look pretty funny. Here is the next figure in this wave. There's Mr. Paul Rudd. Ant-Man. He comes with this additional head sculpt there. I think this is a much better done figure than the previous MCU Ant-Man Marvel Legends figure they did. With the exception of the head sculpt, I like the Paul Rudd smirk. The thing that most people are complaining about, which I can actually see, is the hairline. It looks like his hairline is way too high. I know the guy's in his 40s, but I don't think his hairline is that far back. Otherwise, besides the hairline there, I think it's a cool figure. I'm gonna display him with the unmasked head sculpt just because I like the smirk. But that is actually the last figure in that wave. If you purchase all of these figures, you will get the parts to form Cull, Obsidian, and this guy is insane. Look at the detail on this figure. He is huge. The sculpt is incredible. So much detail in the sculpt. Just a very, very awesome looking figure. I love this Build-A-Figure. He was very cool in the movie. Here is his weapon there. So here's the detail on the back of the figure. Just want to show you how detailed this thing is. And again, he's a very, very large Build-A-Figure. For size comparisons, let me go ahead and get my Build-A-Figure Thanos and my Proxima Midnight and show you 3 members of the Black Order. Alright, so if you collected Wave 1 of the Avengers Infinity War Marvel Legends, you'll know how large this Thanos is and how large this Proxima Midnight is. And you can see Cull Obsidian is taller than them both. So here is a little size comparison. So he is a big dude right there. I would say that the figure that impresses me the most in this wave is probably the Black Knight. And I love the fact that you can put each of those 3 head sculpts on him to kind of show a different era in the character. But there you go. So that is the first wave that I purchased. Again, I got this at Megalopolis, and I absolutely recommend this wave if you are interested in it. Alright, continuing on with my Marvel Legends purchases in the last couple weeks, we have got the Lizard Wave. So let's get started with Gwenpool first. Here she is. This is actually a character I know very, very little about. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I don't know about every character. I've been collecting comics for, I don't know, 35 years or so. I just do not have a lot of information on Gwenpool. I think she looks cool. Let me show you what she comes with here. So she does come with an alternate head sculpt, smiling head sculpt. Those hands right there, I'm not sure if she can make like the little heart symbol with those hands. She comes with a hand to hold a cell phone there, so I guess she can use that to take a selfie. And then she comes with a little 2-finger peace sign there. So this second head sculpt, she has her tongue sticking out there. Again, the first one is all smiles. She comes with a couple katanas. And again, there is Gwenpool. So here's another character that I know very little about. This is Lasher. So this appears to be a symbiote of some kind, but he looks very cool. Kind of a green symbiote there. Comes with those arms slash, I don't know, tentacles, tendrils on the back there. I like his coloring. I like the green coloring on this figure. But here is a little close-up on Lasher. Very cool paint on this figure right here. The next figure we have in the wave is Prowler. I think this is a very, very well done Prowler. I remember Prowler from the Todd McFarlane run of Amazing Spider-Man. I remember him being in an issue or two. I believe Donald Glover played that character. Not Prowler, but the guy that is Prowler in the comic books played him in Spider-Man Homecoming. Kind of looks like Spawn in the face if Spawn had those colors. The eyes remind me of Spawn. Next we have Jessica Drew Spider-Woman. So this is the new costume of Spider-Woman, the modern costume of Spider-Woman. I think this is the figure that is kind of warming the pegs the most in this wave. And that surprised me because she actually comes with a pretty important part of the Build-A-Figure. She comes with the torso. But if you are a Spider-Man Marvel Legends completist, you probably want her in your collection. Spider-Woman. That brings us to Spider-Punk here. So, if you read Spider-Verse, you'll know that there are multiple Spider-Man in different dimensions, different worlds, different Earths. And this is Spider-Punk. And this is a really cool, fun figure. I will say that. This is a figure that you will have a lot of fun posing. Comes with a guitar. Comes with a hand with a pick. Comes with a guitar playing hand to hold the guitar. Just a fun figure. And again, if you are a Spider-Man fan, Spider-Man completist, you probably want this one in your collection. But there is Spider-Punk. Moving on to my favorite figure in this entire wave. It's the figure that I am most impressed with. It's also the first figure I can remember with accessories that go on the ankles and feet. This is Mysterio. And I got the white head version. There's also a green head version, but it's like a white skull inside that orb head there. Just saw the news, I'm not sure if it's rumor, if it's confirmed, that Jake Gyllenhaal might be playing Mysterio in Spider-Man Homecoming 2, or whatever the sequel is called. But this, again, is the figure in this wave that I was looking forward to the most. I am a fan of Mysterio. Again, I remember him from the Todd McFarlane run in Amazing Spider-Man. The Todd McFarlane run was an excellent, excellent run in Spider-Man. Probably my favorite run in that entire series. I still collect Spider-Man to this day. But the McFarlane run, I believe it started with issue 298 and ended with 328, I believe. Just an awesome run if you're a McFarlane fan. But again, he comes with these effects here. And these effects attach to the ankle. Just really, really cool. And it's really unique. I don't think they're going to use this for any other figures. I can't think of any other figures that they would use this for. So this is a really unique piece. And again, this is my favorite figure in the entire wave, Mysterio. Here is Spider-Man Noir. Looks like he uses some pieces from some previous figures. That jacket, I believe, was from an older Marvel Legends Blade figure, maybe a Nick Fury figure. But it's still, they did a great job with this figure. I think it looks cool. Very, very cool. The only thing I wish they would have done a little different are the guns. In Spider-Man Noir, he uses, I believe, revolvers and then pistols. These look like some kind of like futuristic laser weapon of some kind. I wish they would have stuck to the older looking guns for Spider-Man Noir. But they did a good job with this one. I like this one a lot. Very, very cool. It's kind of the same paint scheme all around. But again, there's something about this figure. It just poses really, really well. So, zooming out, if you do purchase all of these figures in this wave, you will get parts to build the Lizard. And this is a very, very cool figure. Couple things, I don't know if they bother me. I just wish they would have done them slightly different. But aesthetically, it looks very, very cool. It's going to look great on the shelf in your Spider-Man collection. I guess the thing that bothers me the most are the legs. I was thinking that the knees would be able to straighten out and he could really stand up tall, but he can't. The knees are pretty much always going to be bent. And the articulation, he's got double jointed knees, as you can see there, but there's not a whole lot of range in motion. So they're always going to be bent. He's always going to be in this kind of squatting position. And the feet are a little strange too. You can see he's got a very large foot. And originally when I first posed him, that entire foot was flat on the ground. But I believe this is how you're, I guess, supposed to pose him, where the front of the feet are touching the ground, the back of the feet kind of elevated, as you can see there. And he really uses his tail to balance. He's got a very long tail. You can see there's articulation in the tail. There's articulation there and articulation there. And it can bend like that there, and it can actually bend side to side in that second articulation point right there. But again, I think it looks cool. I think they did a good job with the sculpt. I'm not disappointed with the figure, mind you. I was just expecting him to be able to have more range of motion in his legs so that he could stand up tall. Almost dinosaur-like with that face sculpt. Very, very awesome. Very long tongue, too. Let me get my Pizza Spidey figure, because I know a lot of you do have that Pizza Spidey figure, and I'm going to place him in between Lizard and Mysterio, just so you can see how large those figures actually are. Alright, I've got the Pizza Spidey out. I put him upright, standing straight up and down. I usually have him in a crouch position on my shelf, but I think he scales very, very well with the Mysterio and the Lizard. Here's how he compares size-wise with Lizard and size-wise with Mysterio. If you're a Spider-Man fan, this is a fantastic wave to get. All these characters have to do with Spider-Man in some way. The Gwenpool's really the only character that isn't really related to Spider-Man. I feel like she could have been a better fit with the Deadpool wave as opposed to Paladin. They included Paladin in the Deadpool wave, but Paladin was also in that Todd McFarlane run in the 300s. So they could have easily included Paladin in this wave and included Gwenpool in the Deadpool wave. I'm sure there's a reason they did it the way they did. I don't know. I just feel like Gwenpool would have fit in better in the Deadpool wave. I really like this wave, so I would definitely recommend you pick this one up if you are a Spider-Man fan. Alright, so you can see some figures in the background there that are kind of turned around here. Let me swing around to the other side of the nerd bar, and I will show you the rest of the Marvel Legends figures that I picked up this week. Alright, so we'll start on this end with Wolverine. So I picked up the 12-inch Marvel Legends Wolverine. Found this one at Toys R Us. I got it for 40% off, so I got it for $30. I will say that I had to look through probably 20 to 25 different figures before I found one that didn't have some kind of defect or flaw on it. A lot of them had some serious QC issues with the paint. Either big chunks of paint like splotched on the chest, or chunks of paint missing, or just like glue residue on his facial hair on the side. The teeth, not having the lines in between the teeth. I don't know if I'm being overly picky with my paint job. I'm sure a lot of you guys really do care about the paint apps on these figures. The claws on some of the figures were bent badly, so you would have probably had to take a hairdryer to them. If you do go to Toys R Us and you do see these Wolverines on your shelf, take some time and look at all the paint details, because it might not stand out at first, but there are some serious QC issues, at least on the ones that I saw. It comes with two different shoulder pad options. One's a clean look, and then one is more of a battle damage look with some bullet holes, I guess, there, some scratch marks. I like the battle damage version. Let me show you the claws. They did the claws very, very well. A very cool silverish gray metallic paint. And here's his other set of claws there. He does come with some alternate hands to use. They are the fisted hands without the claws popped. And then I showed you this earlier. There is a masked head sculpt. You can see the hair poking through the holes in the mask there. And you can see some additional battle damage on the side. And a very, very cool facial expression there, just kind of yelling, snarling. And then here's the more subdued, clean look no battle damage. But just a very, very cool figure. I really, really like these 12-inch Marvel Legends figures. I hope they continue the line. Moving on, you might have already seen this one in my Deadpool video. I did a video where I went through all of my Deadpool figures. This was one of my newest Deadpool figures. This is the Weapon X Deadpool. Actually, I got a great deal on this figure. I think I got it for like I think it was $24 or $25 at GameStop. It was on sale. I had a $5 reward. Got a great deal on it. But he wore this costume in the Weapon X comic book, which is part of the Deadpool series. It was a story arc where Deadpool joined Weapon X. Comes with a couple of guns there, kind of a red metallic paint on those. Comes with a burrito. Comes with the half unmasked head sculpt. The crispy face. And comes with a burrito holding hand. Comes with a thumbs up and a couple fisted hands. I have the katana holding hands in there right now, but very, very cool figure. There is the Weapon X 12-inch Marvel Legends Deadpool figure. And then the last 12-inch Marvel Legends figure that I did get at Barnes & Noble. I got a heck of a deal on this figure. I got this figure for $24 out the door. It was on sale. And this is the Thor figure. And I love this figure because it has different posing options. So I'm going to show you the 360 on this figure, but let me just show you some close-ups on it real quick. I really, really like the hair detail on this. On the unhelmeted head sculpt, the hair looks really cool. So he has a head sculpt where he has no facial hairs, clean shaven. He also has a head sculpt where he has a beard and very white teeth. But I kind of like this version. This is like classic Thor with no facial hair. You can display him with the hair, or you can display him with this hair and the helmet. And the helmet looks really, really awesome. If you take the helmet off, this is what the hair looks like under the helmet. It's just kind of flattened and smooth so the helmet fits on there. But he does come with two Mjolnirs. So the first one is the classic metal-looking Mjolnir, the grayish, silverish, metallic-looking one. And then the other Mjolnir is this one, where it looks like lightning has just struck it. It's like a blue, kind of translucent. I like how you can kind of see through it in the back there. But just a really cool looking hammer there. And here are a couple of extra hands that he comes with. You can have him with an alternate Mjolnir holding hand and another fisted hand. But the other thing that I really, really like about this figure, and let me just show you some detail on the legs and the rest of the costume there. The other thing I really, really like about this figure is the cape. This cape is really, really well done. So first of all, let me show you the detail in the hair. They did a great job sculpting the hair. But this cape is fantastic. And it poses really, really well. So they did a great job on the cape for this 12-inch Marvel Legends Thor. This is just a great figure. For $24, you cannot go wrong. You can pose him a couple different ways, with helmet, without helmet, with facial hair, without facial hair. Two different Mjolnirs. An awesome, awesome looking cape. But there you go. Those are the three 12-inch Marvel Legends that I picked up in the last couple weeks. Wolverine, Weapon X Deadpool, and Thor. I still need the red suit Deadpool 12-inch Marvel Legends in my collection. Alright, and the last couple figures that I got here, I got in my P.O. box. So the first one here is from Michael Taylor. I got this War Machine. Michael actually sent me a couple figures. The other one you'll see in my Star Wars video, but I'm sending him something in return as well. We're doing a little trade, but I really wanted this War Machine from Civil War. So this is the Mark III. I'm sure a lot of you already own this figure. I used to own it. I ended up trading it to someone that really needed it. And I looked at my collection and realized I needed it back. So Michael was gracious enough to trade this one to me. So thank you very much, Michael Taylor, for trading this figure to me. And again, you will see the other figure he traded to me in the Star Wars portion, which will be in the next video. And then this figure right here is also from Civil War. Again, it's another figure that I used to have. I knew someone that really needed it, so I traded it to them. But again, I wanted it back in my collection. It is Falcon from Civil War. And I got this figure from Dustin Elft. So Dustin sent me this figure. It was in box, Walmart exclusive, an awesome looking figure. It looks great on the NECA flight stand, by the way. I can't recommend these NECA flight stands enough. And if you are able to find these right now at Toys R Us, you can get them for like 40-50% off. So I would absolutely, if you could find NECA flight stands at your Toys R Us, pick up as many as you can, because there are a lot of figures that we collect that are flyers. But that is not the only thing that Dustin sent me. I need to share something with you. This other thing that Dustin sent me is not a Marvel Legends figure. This will hereby end the Marvel Legends haul that I have. So I hope you enjoyed everything that I shared. But let me just go ahead and share something that Dustin sent me, which I am absolutely blown away by. All right, so Dustin Elft sent me a message and told me that he made a sign for me. And I wasn't exactly sure what to expect, but he said he made a custom sign for me that he thought that I would like. Like is an understatement. This thing absolutely blew me away. It is a handmade sign. So let me go ahead and show you what this sign looks like, and then I'm going to share Dustin's information so that if you want to purchase a sign like this from him, a custom sign, you can contact him and do so. This thing is incredible. So this is a custom sign made of wood. You can see it says the Nerd Bar. Dustin handmade this sign. Let me show you the back of it. So I asked Dustin if this was made from like a tabletop of some kind, and he explained that this is probably about 80 years old, and it's an old print tray. And basically what this was used for is they used to put wooden blocks in this with like rubber letters, and they would make words, and they would actually put ink on it and make like posters and stuff with these. So this was the actual tray that they used to make old posters. I can't wait to display this proudly in the Nerd Bar, but there you go. Awesome, awesome job. Let me go ahead and share Dustin's information here. The name of his company is Custom D Sign. And so if you are interested in purchasing a sign or asking him about a custom sign like this, please don't hesitate to contact him. Dustin, you did a fantastic job on that sign. Thank you so very much for doing that for me. It's awesome, and I cannot wait to display this thing proudly in the Nerd Bar. But thanks for joining me. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing. Thank you for watching. If you like this haul, if you like the Marvel Legends that I picked up, please do give a thumbs up. I absolutely appreciate it. Let me know if you purchased the Cull Obsidian Wave, if you purchased the Lizard Wave, what was your favorite figure in that wave? That's it for now. Adios, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.